Hi, I'm Kaylee, and today I have a read-along announcement and a book review for the first book in the read-along. In case you didn't know, Books for MKs is a charity that donates books to missionary kids, and if you want to donate to the kids, you can do so safely at GoFundMe.com. There's going to be a link down in the description, and there's a button at the end of this video if you want to donate to the kids. And believe me, we really need the donations, both to purchase new books for the kids and to pay the postage to send the books to the kids. So please, please, please click on the link and go and donate. The wonderful Giselle and I had talked about doing a read-along sometime this year, and we decided to read the Song of the Lioness Quartet by Tamara Pierce, which starts with the first book, Alanna, the First Adventure. Now, usually when I think about this series, I think the Alanna series. I don't think Song of the Lioness. But that's the way with a lot of series. You tend to take the name of the series from the name of the first book rather than the actual name of the series. So most often I will probably call it the Alanna series and the Alanna read-along. So don't be confused, that's the ones I'm talking about. Now, Giselle has already read through, I think, the entire series or most of the series, and so this is a great motivation for her to really finish it up and reread it again. I have just read the first book, and so I really needed some motivation to keep me reading the rest of the series. So I think I read the first book, Alanna, the First Adventure, back in 2014, and I just never really got around to picking up the rest of the books. I liked it, I wanted to read the rest of the books, but you know how it is, your TBR gets out of control, so I just never ended up going back to it. I've had it on my list for forever. I keep thinking, oh yeah, I should really read the rest of that. So finally, I'm getting around to it. So this past week, I have been rereading Alanna, the First Adventure to remind myself of the characters and what it's all about, and then I'm gonna keep reading the rest with Giselle. I will put a link down in the description to Giselle's read-along announcement video. She's also doing a couple of other read-alongs that she talks about, so you definitely want to go and check out her video. You might even want to join in with one of her read-alongs. She has this amazing Goodreads book club that she runs. She's pretty much fantastic. So hopefully, every week this month, I'm going to be giving you a new review for the next book in the Alanna series. I know, it's Song of the Lioness, whatever. So we're gonna read one book every week, and then I'll be posting my reviews here, and then at the end of the month, we're going to do a live show, like a Google Hangout thing with Giselle and myself, and we're gonna talk about the whole series, and you know, just share about everything that we love about Tamara Pierce. So definitely be on the lookout for future reviews and for the live show at the end of the month. So let's get straight into my review of Alanna, the First Adventure. Alanna and her twin brother do not like the decisions that are being made in their lives. Alanna is supposed to go to this school to learn how to be a proper lady and to learn more magic because she knows a little bit of magic. And her brother is supposed to go to the royal palace to learn to be a knight, first to be a squire and then to be a knight. And so they decide to switch places. Tom goes to learn more magic because he wants to be a sorcerer when he grows up. And Alanna pretends to be a boy and goes to the royal palace, becomes a page, and eventually she wants to become a squire and a knight. And of course, she runs into a lot of difficulties trying to keep her gender a secret. She has to work extra hard to learn how to fight and how to, do swordplay and archery and all kind of stuff like that. Because she's the smallest person in a whole big group of, these very tall, large, muscular boys, she feels like she really has to prove herself, and so she works extra hard. I really enjoyed this book the first time, and I read it all in one sitting, and I enjoyed it even more reading it the second time. I feel like the writing style has a few flaws, but the memorable characters and the really fascinating plot makes up for a couple of little awkward places with the writing. There are a few really trite fantasy tropes Like there's a king of thieves, and there's a horse named Moonlight. Wow, what an original name. And there's a sword named Lightning. And it's just kind of, yeah, of course the sword is named Lightning. Duh. You know, like every sword always has been named Lightning, if it's not named Excalibur. It's not exactly original at times, but the oldies are the goodies. And the very original and imaginative rest of the setting and the magic and the characters and different myths and legends that come up, those are very original. And so they sort of make up for those few things that are really trite. I really loved Alanna's character. She has this perfect balance between confidence and self-doubt. Like she thinks, I'm worthy of this and I can work hard and I can do it and I'm the best. And then the next minute she's kind of like, I don't know, maybe I'm not good enough. And as she grows up, I think she goes from age 10 to age 14, I want to say, in this book. You can definitely see this growth in her character between that confidence and self-doubt in different areas of her life. She's really confident in this area and she knows she's good at archery, but she has a lot of self-doubt in some other area. I really connected with her inability to understand the people around her and their motivations. She kind of just doesn't get people. You know, she's a little socially awkward at times. She says weird little things that make people laugh, and she's like, what? Why was that funny? I was just being me. In her head, it sounded perfectly normal, but to them, they just think she's so funny and hilarious, and they just, you know, they're not laughing at her, they just think she's adorable. She kind of lives in her own little space inside her head, and I'm like that too, so I really connected with her character. She's a beautifully written character and really well-rounded. One of the best things about this book is seeing how her friends rally around her. She's very likable and she's very determined and hardworking, and people respect that about her. And so she just gathers this whole group of friends about her, even though they think she's a boy. She really inspires loyalty in people, and I think that's a wonderful character trait to have. Another great thing about this book is the magic system and how people call up what they call a little spark of fire inside of themselves, like this energy that comes from within, and then they can use that in their magic. There are also a lot of legends about old gods and goddesses and how they impact people and how they impact history. So there's a lot of depth to this story. It feels like it could really go to big, epic places. There are several different settings in here, from the mountains to the plains to the desert, and so I really liked all these different exotic settings. We even get to meet a couple of different cultures within this world. So it really encompasses quite a big setting. The first time I read this, I gave it 3 stars, but the second time reading it, those tropes that I mentioned before, they didn't bother me as much. I really just focused on enjoying the rest of the story, and so I bumped it up to 3.5 stars. So if you have read any Tamara Pierce books, please leave a comment down below. Let me know which ones you've read and what you thought of them. And if you'd like to join in with the read along, please feel free. You can comment on videos and join us when we do our live show. I would love to have more people reading along with us. Please subscribe, thanks for watching, and remember, the right book in the right hands at the right time can change the world.